Mormon is my guest, Derek Chauvin's attorney. Bill, thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Liz.
First, I just want to start there with the update, if there is one at this point, as to your client, Derek Chauvin's condition. Have you heard anything more at this point, Bill?
The only thing definitive we know at this point is contact was made with Derek's father by the Bureau of Prisons. The information provided to his father was very vague. His father was told that Derek is in an undisclosed hospital and is in stable condition. Beyond that, we really don't know anything, and there's been no effort to contact our office. I shouldn't say that. We have made efforts to contact the Bureau of Prisons. An individual from the Bureau of Prisons got back to us via voicemail. That's happened in the last hour.
What do you make of this timeline, Bill? You have 3 days that nearly passes after this attack that happens at 12:30 on Friday, and so much time lapsing before Derek Chauvin's family hears anything, before his legal counsel hears anything at all.
I have no idea. I mean, anything I could provide you would just be pure speculation. I do find it troubling that, first of all, if this was revealed to the media before Derek's mother or father were contacted first, I would assume that would be standard operating procedure in a prison, that if a prisoner is harmed, that their next of kin is contacted right away. And particularly, my understanding is Derek's mother has a medical power of attorney for him. You know, if he needed to have surgery or something, was in a coma, Derek's mom would need to be contacted. And there was no effort made to do that. I'll tell you one speculation that was rumbling through my mind is whether or not Derek had died. And there was no effort to communicate because they didn't know what to tell people. That apparently isn't true, but I'm just telling you that that's a thought that went through my head.
Yeah, and it does seem to be that with so much time that passes, there is so much speculation as to what happened. Also, no news on who's responsible, if they've been charged, or perhaps if more than one person is responsible. But also talk about this facility, Bill, where your client has been for nearly 15 months now, where Derek Chauvin has been a medium security detention facility, I should say, in Tucson. And just having conversations with his mother, it seemed that he felt safe there as a former police officer and military member and such as well.
Yeah, I've talked to him about the facility a number of times. He did feel very safe there. It is a medium security facility, which in an odd sense helps him because the individuals there are not serving significant amounts of time, which would be an incentive for somebody not to do this who's a prisoner, because whoever did this presumably is going to be charged and convicted of attempted murder and is now going to go to a maximum security facility for a long time. So the facility that Derek was in Tucson, it's a federal facility. It was set up for special cases like Derek and others where there would be protections and incentives put in place for prisoners not to stick a shiv into one another.
And just pure speculation here with timing and all of this. We know that you obviously took part in the fall of Minneapolis, being interviewed for that documentary that now more than 3 million people have seen, really around the world. But do you fear that put a target on Derek, or what's been the reaction and also the news about the U.S. Supreme Court coming just days earlier?
Well, let me first of all start with the documentary you did. It's been fabulous. And I've had people contact me. I was in it, and people have been shocked with the information that you revealed in the documentary. Because, of course, that the information you revealed in the documentary, which was all factual, was not part of the narrative that the state put out after the riots and during the trial. So I think that's been very much a positive for Derek and the other officers, and just quite frankly for the truth. The U.S. Supreme Court did reject the appeal that was filed. The only thing I can tell you is I'm not sure the courts want to touch Derek's case anymore. I read one legal commentator who said if the Supreme Court doesn't think that the venue issue in Derek's case, where you literally had a military formation surrounding the courthouse, that isn't the type of problem where you would need to transfer venue, then what is? The Supreme Court has issued a lot of controversial decisions in the last couple of years. Whether or not they wanted to wade into this, I don't know if that was a factor or not, but it certainly could have been.
Can you speak to this at all then? Because we're getting this question a lot, like what could be next for him legally? Are there any avenues left?
There's no avenues with regard to the initial trial. There are always avenues with regard to any new evidence that comes up. And quite frankly, there is new evidence because of the employment action that was filed by the Hennepin County prosecutors against the state. And the information that came out there that the prosecutors did not want to charge 3 of the officers and certainly didn't want to charge Derek Chauvin with second-degree murder. Those were all things, quite frankly, that I was going to be discussing today with Derek. And obviously I can't.
Well, Bill, thank you so much for joining us. I know you have to hop off here, but again, Bill Moorman, Derek Chauvin's attorney, we appreciate the time very much.
No problem. Thank you again for having me, Liz. Take care.